clumsy. It was my day to open the calendar and I got this rather lovely hand lotion, much needed at the moment. Welcome back to my channel, and it's the final part of the gingerbread house. The house has been left overnight and everything is set so I can cut away the string. I've got this chocolate to try to use for decorating. I thought that would be a good idea this year. Turned out not to be the case. Got my green food colouring and I bought these sprinkles in B&M the other day. Most of those I'm not going to use, but these little tiny beads, I really like those, so I know I'm going to use those. And then we have lemons and icing sugar for the decorating purposes. So let's get this string off. I declare this gingerbread house ready to be decorated. And there's some really rubbishy camera work where you cannot see what I'm trying to show you, which is cutting off the rest of the string. So this doesn't seem too bad. The cracked bit at the back seems quite strong, so I'm just going to carry on and ignore that. Chocolate melted, I put it in a piping bag and realised I was holding something hotter than the sun, and that melted chocolate is really hard to pipe, but I gave it a go. Then the tripod fell and the phone fell and it was a bit of a disaster. And there might have been swearing at that point too. I have no idea what these are meant to be. I thought the wreath looked okay, a bit big, but these spring things, no, didn't like them very much at all. So I had to come up with another plan. The plan was to have tea and something to eat. So I made an egg and bacon bagel, and it turned out pretty well, I have to say. Look at that. Didn't last long and it was back to work. So my plan was to paint the white chocolate on the door with red food colour, just to cover it up really. And I told myself that it gave the door a look of a door that had been painted 1,000 times over the years. I don't really go for realism on my gingerbread house, I really don't, but needs must. This is the issue with the chocolate. Total fail. The state of the wreath, it literally just crumbled. So I just got some green icing and piped a little wreath directly onto the door and added the red beads that I'd got from the B&M. I'm really pleased with that. I love how that looks. Here I'm trying to add ivy, or what I hope looks like ivy, on the front of the house. You can see on the porch roof there, I've used some white chocolate, and I just don't like anything about that. I don't like the design, I don't like the colour of the chocolate. I would never do that again. It's a waste of time. So that's my recommendation. Do not try to use melted chocolate on your gingerbread house because it doesn't really work. What does work though is the gelatine leaves for glass. I love how that looks, and I love that you get the glimpse of the rosemary Christmas tree inside. We'll definitely do that again. As I watch this back, I am thinking about what I could have done better or added or done more of or less of. And these are great things to just bear in mind for the next time I make a gingerbread house. I do this every single year. I will look at the house and wish I'd done something differently. But it doesn't really matter because it's just a tradition and you just do what you want. I know that I will use gelatine leaves again, and I know I'll make another Christmas tree from rosemary, because just looking at that there, I think that it's so pretty. I know I cut this piping bag a bit too wide, so my leaves are big fat leaves, but I don't care. I really don't care. I like how it looks. And that's the thing when making a gingerbread house. It should just be fun. It shouldn't be too serious. Well, it shouldn't be serious at all as a gingerbread house. If you have small children, use sweeties. Sweeties everywhere. Little kids love to do that. Violet used to love helping decorate, and we'd have so many sweets, most of which she'd eat before they made it to the gingerbread house. But that was from that time, and now I don't bother with sweeties. I just do icing, and then I like how it looks. I like it in the kitchen looking like that. Just do what you want and have fun with the gingerbread house. Let's make some grass for the front of the house. So all you need for that is caster sugar. I only had golden caster sugar and I wasn't sure if it would work okay, but it was fine. And I've mixed in some green and black food colour. I add the black to darken the green, if not it's a little bit too bright. And all you do is add a few drops of water, and you're looking for the consistency of wet sand. And I've left this in its entirety, not speeded up, because I just want to show how quick the food colour mixes into that sugar. It's like magic. And you can see the texture there. It's not too wet, it's not too dry. It really is like wet sand. And I quite like having the darker bits in there, because even though I don't want my gingerbread house being completely realistic, it does look like grass rather than just luminous green sugar. There we go. And then all you do is just pat it in place and leave it. And then the sugar will dry up hard, so it won't just fall off, it will set. All the mess though. And I've added some melty snow and a little snowman, and I'm going to use one of these strands as his nose. Okay, that didn't work. I tried to add the strand with tweezers so you could see it clearly, but it just smashed. He's so cute. He's literally icing with a lot more icing sugar added to make him more of a soft Play-Doh. And then I couldn't be bothered to decorate the roof, so I just sprinkled icing sugar to make it look like snow. And then I wanted to do the same on the grass, but I just washed up this tea strainer, and so the sugar wouldn't come through very well. So I gave up on that, and I declared the thing complete because I'd had enough by this time. I messed up with one of the windows, the top right hand window. I had tried to add some icing to make it look like window panes. Yeah, and it just failed, and I tried to scrape it off and that failed too. So there's a mistake right there, but again, I don't really care. It's done, and I love how this house looks. It's so cute. I've added paw prints as a little nod to Henry Cat. I just love that snowman. He's so cute. And that's it. That's our gingerbread house for this year. I hope you've enjoyed watching the process, and I'd love to know if you're going to give it a go yourself.